To some of you, depending on where you are domiciled, you are welcome to this program. While you are joining, invite others to join. Share this video, invite others to join while you are joining. Facebook and all Facebook, all Judge Money platforms. If you are watching from those platforms, don't forget to follow those platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel. Continue to like the video for the algorithm to continue to share. If you are watching from Twitter, retweet the video, because we can never relent as long as our work to understand that what we are doing here, it is not because we are doing it to, spite anybody. We are doing what we are doing for the sake of truth. For the sake of truth. Because we are fighting to restore truth in this earth, which is the land of the rising sun, the kingdom of Elohim on the face of the earth. So, the truth must always prevail. And there is no way you will want to. It is very, very important for you to understand that respect you see is reciprocal. There is an adage in our land that's trying to say, what I am trying to say is that there is a man who motivated us to challenge this structure that is making us to run, because it is the projection of the neo-colonial agenda. So this man came up, sacrificed his happiness, everything about him, his good life that he could be living in the Western world, and he brought all of us together. He gave us a structure. He gave us a structure that is rooted under command and control, which is the best thing that happened to this movement, command and control. Because if not that command and control, many things would have gone wrong long before now. And that is the reason why the first thing the enemy want to do was to fight that command and control. And they did. They started fighting the command and control strategy, which is what is called the binding force, that at the end of everything, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still have the final say in everything. Now, the enemy come in to start fighting that command and control. Of course, you remembered when Nelly said they want to administer Simon into the leadership, the DOS, which in the absence and without the knowledge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and not only to bring him into the DOS, she said that they want to destroy command and control and call, instead of being DOS command and control, it should become ESN command and control, which is, as a result, Simon Ekpa changed his name from Simon Ekpa that he told us to now Simon Ekpa Simon Njoko, calling himself ESN. Now, the same ESN that Nelly proposed for the DOS to be changed to start answering the name of Simon, abbreviation of the name of Simon, so that it will be that Ekpa Simon Njoku will be like the person who is the leader or the owner of this movement, because that was the plan. Probably you might even understand that they must have registered such name before bringing that proposal to the table. Now, this is a preamble I am building so that by the time we kickstart what we are doing, you will understand that we are not trying to spite anybody. We are trying to be disciplined. Bring discipline. Because what we are seeing here, the challenges that we are seeing here right now, it is what is going to help us in our nation building in future when Biafra comes. We are now understanding the problems of our people. As we are collecting the data of the challenges that our people are facing, we are as well collecting the data of indiscipline of our people, so that we will know how to do our nation building. Because the same reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said the only reason why we lost the war in 1967 to 1970 was because of indiscipline. And the same indiscipline is what the enemy want to bring among us. We have administrative structure which is a backbone to this movement. Of course, if you remove that backbone, which is called the vertebrate column, if you remove it, you will no longer stand. They want us to collapse. That is the reason why they want to, destroy ESN, DOS, command and control, so that they will penetrate and manipulate the structure and take over the structure and use it and rubbish it. That was the plan. But as God may have it, the people that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu chose to place there, they were formidable and they were, well informed. Now, there come them failing from their initial plan to hijack the structure. They had no choice than to start attacking the structure because they could not penetrate. Pushing up different types of propaganda against the structure, believing it will make or it will shake the structure. They have told all sorts of lies to destroy the structure, to make you lose faith on the structure. And you are forgetting that if you are losing faith on the structure, you are losing faith on your leader. Because the structure is your leader is the structure. The structure is the backbone that drives your leader. Without law and order, without policy, you are going nowhere. That is the reason why by the time the enemy came in, they introduced for the birth of their Autopilot criminal syndicate to replace the IPOB. It failed. They have tried everything to make sure that there is nothing that is standing for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They failed. Because when they claim that they are fighting for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu while redirecting every source of fund that IPOB will use to facilitate the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu through the legal means and through other means of lobbying in Europe and America. They redirected the funds, or somebody's name abbreviation is ESN. They now introduce that to you. Remember, everything they are doing, they are working, making sure that they are within, the law, how they are going to defend themselves. When you say that you gave them money for the sake of ESN, he will tell you gave him this money. That is the reason. Does he know that there is something called theft or fraud? He is acting. What I am talking about here is that when somebody who made you relevant, who you say that he is your leader, he gives you instruction that this administrative structure, we must obey them, we must follow them, and we must defend them jealously. Just because that person was, kidnapped or has some issues, you now decided to go contrary to what he represents, and now bring a new, what you called a new dimension, changing the narrative of yesterday. That is what they call it, in order to penetrate and infiltrate IPOB. But God now made us available to focus on this enemy and face them head on, to make sure they do not come into what we are doing. Because what we are doing is a divine movement. It is a just cause that we, the restoration of this called Biafra, the land of the rising sun, is a task that must be done, because it is a mandate from heaven. So, somebody now came in, tried everything, they could not succeed. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife, now because so many of you claim that you are confused, you don't know which way to follow, you don't know where to turn. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the better half of this same man, which we are following his legacy, while he is in the enemy's den, we are following his legacy. And somebody come to tell you that the better half of that same man is inconsequential. That the information coming from the better half of that same man is not a vital information, or that it is, you should disregard it. What do you think the same person is, if you are a true loyal follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? What will you say that is the reason why somebody will come telling you that you should disregard everything that you heard from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife, challenging her as per reason why she said that her husband is mentally okay, that she should say that the husband is mentally unstable, because that is exactly because he pushed propaganda. All he is trying to do is to make it look as if we push propaganda in this place. But little does he know that we do not think the way he thinks. We do not reason the way he reasons. We have a divine mandate to support the restoration of the land of Elohim in the face of the earth. And that is what we are doing, without blemish, without hoping for what we are going to achieve or what we are going to benefit from doing it without making it our career. He made the Biafra struggle his career. Through Biafra struggle, he bought himself a new car. He made the Biafra struggle his career. Through Biafra struggle, he is billing the politicians to do their biddings. Now, for the sake of insulting the First Lady of Biafra and saying that she is no longer part of what we are doing, that is the reason why I am here this evening. And I can see the followers of those two-faced idiots who call themselves Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in-law, praising the man that is being calling names, criminals, who sold his brother-in-law, because that same man exposed his brother-in-law, who is allegedly accused of having hands in what happened to his brother, because he heard about the predicament of his brother. He's concealed it for 8 days. So there are many questions that need to be asked there. So the same man went back to tell you, start praising the enemy who called them thieves, who called them brother seller, who called them family destroyer or family Cain. They went back to start praising them. What does that tell you? It tells you that there is something that this family is not telling us. It means that they are involved in selling of their brother, which is the reason why they are trying to, consolidate. They are consolidating with the enemy who want to take over after they sell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who now turn against them to say that they have hands in it too. They're consolidating with him. It speaks a lot of volume, which we are going into the studio right now. We are going to bring to you the reason why we came here. Where this guy in Finland was carrying what he called Bible. And upon carrying what he called Bible, lying, deceiving, manipulating people, for you to understand how they bastardize the scripture. Like I always make reference that the same way these people you call pastor, because when they carry that Bible, they only use it to lie. Now, let us go there. Pay attention. Share this video. Invite others to join.
With the grace of God, the spiritual son of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, on Biafra liberation and restoration of Biafra, I have come today.
Before we go there, there is this. I want you to
so we can teach and learn a lot of things
that
from the Bible.
You saw what I showed you on that screen. I hope that you saw what I just showed you, on the screen, which is where he made a statement saying that God anointed. Okay, let me read it out. The struggle for Biafra independence has far gone beyond personality. The same God who anointed Saul was the same God that anointed David. If you know, you know. Now, what he wrote here is actually an evidence to show you that all these attacks, everything he's doing, it is a plan against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Everything he is putting together, all these attacks, you believe or you might believe that it is somebody who is standing by as he claimed he wants to make Nigeria to regret the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, when he is praying deep down in his heart for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu not to be released. Because immediately when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released, of course, his career is over. Because he is using Biafra struggle as a career. If they stop giving him money, if you stop bringing, donation to him, I do not think that he will still be where he is today. He will not be in this struggle. If there is no money in this thing that we are doing for him, he will not be here. So why do you think that somebody who is benefiting what he never benefited before in his life, who is getting money for free, money he never ever gotten in his life, now, immediately after the kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, all of a sudden, somebody start getting money, which he never worked for. Do you think that that same person will want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be released? If you answer yes, it means that something is wrong with you. If you answer no, it means that you know. Now, he came here to say that the Biafra struggle the Biafra independence is gone far beyond personality. He is talking, that personality there is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So Biafra struggle is gone beyond Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which is, he said, personality. So now, he is saying Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he placed Mazen Nnamdi Kanu where he placed personality, remove personality and place Mazen Nnamdi Kanu there. The same God who anointed Saul was the same God that anointed David. If you know, you know. Now, when you think about the story of Saul and David, you will understand that he is telling you that the same God who anointed Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as Saul, who later, fallen short of, who later become, God later took his anointing from him. Because David was the man after God's heart. And Saul committed a sin against the Holy Spirit, which is against the law of Moses. Then God took away that mantle from Saul. Now, this guy is telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, God has taken away the mantle of the leadership in this movement. That him is being anointed by that same God, which has been the plan to remove Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from the picture and replace him, and continue to tell you that Nigeria will regret taking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, while deep down his heart he knows that where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is today is where, Ekperima wish him to be. The same God that anointed Saul, anointed David. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is no more relevant, and his personality is no more relevant in what we are doing. It is now this thief in Finland in the name of Simon Ekpa is now the man relevant to lead you and me into freedom. A man who does not know what freedom stands for. A man who claims he want to build another Israel in Africa, who does not even know where Israel is situated. In the, if you want to, actually check map where Israel is situated. He told you he want to build another Israel in Africa when there is already Israel in Africa. These are the people who does not know the history of what they are fighting for. He tells you he want to build another Israel in Africa, but he is now kicking against burying our fallen ones, our loved ones who die on time, instead of sterilizing them with dangerous chemical that will have, a ripple effect, or that will have a negative effect on our ecosystem. He said it is Islamic agenda, but he is planning to build another Israel in Africa without knowing the culture of this Israel that he's talking about. What makes this Israel, developing, successful? He never studied about this nation that he claimed he want to bring to you. He never studied it for once, but he want to bring it to you. The mindset of a typical black man. Not only black man, a con man. The mindset. Because he knows that once he continue to talk, so many of you with a very, very low spirit, low esteem, will buy his, his manipulation. And, psychologically, you buy it, you continue to digest it, he continue to use it to siphon money out of you. Now, how can somebody who claims he is fighting for your freedom, but he does not know the connection between you and the place he admires that he wants us to be like? He does not know the culture that is, linking you to that place. He does not know it, but you want to bring that place. The same way applies when he continuously playing Nelson Mandela's video for you, which these videos he is playing. He does not understand that what Nelson Mandela fought and what he achieved is actually different from what we are fighting for and what we are fighting to achieve. Are you paying attention? What Nelson Mandela fought and achieved is quite different from what we are fighting for and what we are fighting to achieve. if he want to eventually make a reference of Nelson Mandela, because the reason why he is making that reference is to tell you that he stayed in prison for all his youth age he spent in prison. His youth age, he spent it in prison. He spent his youth in prison, which is exactly what this criminal is wishing for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Without knowing that we are not using the same strategy and we are not trying to achieve the type of freedom that he achieved. We are not. We are trying to be free from mental slavery. We are trying to be free from colonialism. Power of colonialism, both new and old. We are fighting to emancipate. We are fighting to embrace our identity and be proud of it. We are fighting to make sure that the kingdom of God is restored upon the face of this planet Earth, because we are peculiar people. You know what I mean? We are peculiar people. So our things is always different from others. That is the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told you Biafra restoration is the last miracle, because he understands, psychological, spiritual, physical aspect of what we are fighting for. That is the reason why people like me chose to follow him. Not people who are uninformed, who want to claim to know what they do not know. People who are still enslaved mentally. People who are still propagating the activities of these people who placed them where, who placed him where he is today. Is the same person who is claiming that he's fighting for your freedom. Is he really fighting for your freedom, or is he fighting for his financial freedom? These are the things you need to ask yourself. Now, since you are done seeing, because you call Mazen Nnamdi Kanu Saul, he called himself David. Just like from the beginning, when he said that he is the Joshua of this movement, the time Bridget, the one who is now evil, the time Bridget was anointing him, he claimed that he is the Joshua. I am still looking for that video. That Mazen Nnamdi Kanu probably is Moses. Now, where does he always put Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Where God left that person and turned to another. That is always where he places Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If you know about the story of Moses, that Moses was a man who led the Israelites out of Egypt until he got to the Red Sea, where he's supposed to use his staff. Or before he got to the Red Sea, rather, or what? Where he's supposed to use his staff. He was given a direction of what to do. The same way we are given a direction of command and control to make sure we defend and follow the DOS. We want to, some man will come to tell you it is no longer needed. Moses actually did not follow the exact same instruction given to him by Chukwu Okike Abiama, that Chukwu Okike Abiama now, got angry with him and now took the mantle and placed it in the hands of Joshua. Now, when you look at what is going on, Ekperima came from nowhere. In the restoration of the land of Israel from Egypt, Moses was there, Joshua was there. Now in the restoration of Biafra, Ojukwu has been there. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is there now. Third is a crowd. The criminal in Finland now want to squeeze himself in. Do you know why? Because you want to be the crowd that will destroy what you are fighting to achieve. Now let's go and listen to him so that you will understand what I'm saying. Let's listen.
I want you all to understand that we are following the scripture. The scripture we shall follow. A lot of people have been very, very angry. Very, very angry. And since yesterday and today, I have been busy appealing to people to calm down. I have been busy telling people the reason they must calm down. I have been busy telling Biafrans who are feeling so angry the reason they must calm down. I have been busy telling people the reason why they must put their sword back.
This is him telling you that he's been busy telling Biafrans to calm down from attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife. That is exactly what he's saying here. That since morning or since yesterday, he's been busy calming Biafrans down. When him and Kanu Takano backing dogs, such like Chiamaka, and some other Umuefulefu that has been attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife, doing their bidding. And he now come to tell you that he is been calling on Biafrans not to put back their sword. The sword they will use to kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife, right? They should put back their sword. That is exactly what you claim that you are telling Biafrans. And this is telling you something in a reverse psychology. He's been instigating Biafrans. Those, not actually Biafrans, those Janjaweed mixed blood, like Chiamaka, to go out there and start attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife. And start, but it is only few of them. It is only few of them that actually listen to them. Remember that this attack you are talking about, he is not the only one there. Kanu Takano is part of it. So, now, calling on these people to go and attack Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife. And they came in. Now he's coming to tell you that he's been trying to tell them not to. He is trying to tell them not to put back their sword. Let's continue to listen.
Many Biafrans are very, very angry. And I told them the reason why you are angry You are right to be very.
Where did you tell them? Because where is it that you told them? Did you tell them on radio, your radio voice of criminals, that we did not hear it? You claim that you told them. Where did you tell them? Does it mean that you have some group, secret group, that you are with? Of course, where is that group that the many Biafrans will be part of? And it will contain these many Biafrans. And you are the spokesperson. It means that all Biafrans will be in that group. That you told them. Where did you tell them? Where? And how did you tell them? What was your mode of communication? Did you call Biafrans or many Biafrans on phone? This is not singular. This is plural. Many Biafrans. Did you call them on phone to tell them? So, which means what I am actually, picking up here is that you people have a group, a secret group, where you people will plan on what to do. In enter criminal, they enter. One chance, they enter. You plan what you are going to write on the comment section. You plan what they are going to react to people's comment section. So these are all these people that are actually writing rubbish in our comment section. They are all in your syndicate. Criminal syndicate, for that matter. If there is a place where you communicate with them without us knowing, because I know you don't travel. If it was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I know he can travel to Israel, he can travel to Kuwait, he can travel everywhere. But you cannot even move from that place where you are. But you are claiming you told many Biafrans to be calm. How many of them? How many of them you told to be calm? And what was your mode of communication? Because how did you gather these many Biafrans? And they are there where others are not. If you say, let's now play the devil advocate. Let's assume you gather them on WhatsApp. I believe that WhatsApp has a limitation of 250 people. And you said many Biafrans. That is Biafra is made up of more than 80 million. Now, the largest movement on earth, you told them. Now, if you go to what do you call it? Telegram. Telegram, I don't know, I believe it's more than 500. How did you bring them together? How did you announce them? Announce it that other people did not see that group, that secret group. There is no real Biafran that is in that secret group that you told them to become. This is exactly the reason why I am actually saying this is how he lied. Where did you post the link that nobody from the true Biafran that is under the leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not see that link and come in with that link into that group you are talking about? Or does it mean that Lai Mohammed created a group for you and your syndicate? And you people are operating from that group? Maybe it could be. Because it is not possible for you people to have a secret group that there is no genuine Biafra there. So you told Biafrans to remain calm. Let's buy it. Let's continue. Let's move on. And let's find out if it is how he always lied to you in order to extort money from you.
Very, very angry. But let me tell you, that is why what happened yesterday happened. That is why I told our leader wife to attack us. To attack us. Because we can take the bullet. That is why I advised her to attack us and leave her family alone. That is why I advised her, talk about Simon Ekpa, talk about Autopilot, talk about the so-called infiltrators, but do not attack your family. And because I made that very publicly,
he advised her to talk about Simon Ekpa because he is looking for relevance. He advised her to stoop to his level. Did you advise her or you threatened her? Of course, your threat was inconsequential. Because a criminal will always try to find a way to oppress their fear. That is what he is doing here. Trying to find a way to shy away, to console himself. Like I told you that it will take them 2 days to consolidate their failure, to consolidate the how they were exposed. It took them 2 days. First one was the one they were doing, giving super chat. Second one was I believe is this one. That was the second one, which is the last one. I told you it will take them 2 days. This is the second one. Now, let us continue. Let us continue. Consolidating you being busted. Trying to make it look, you are furnishing or you are actually trying to make it look very, very, to make it look as if it never affected you. That's exactly what you are trying to tell us here. You are trying to, this is exactly what you are actually portraying. You are trying to show people that whatever they said, it didn't touch you. But it did. Because truth has been told to the genuine Biafrans. Now we separated chaff from the wheat. Now we know that all these people commenting in the comment section are Lai Mohammed recruited in order to back you up. That's exactly how it is. Now let's continue.
Because we can take whatever attack that is coming to us. And that's exactly, partially what happened yesterday. So I will continue to beg Biafrans to not be distracted by that. Mm-hmm. There is nothing she said that we have not heard before. There is nothing. Everything she said was expected, considering the people that invited her. So I know that a lot of people today are people are shouting to go out. They want to scatter the table. I say no. You are actually portraying. No, please. Anything we does not talk about doesn't exist.
These are the people who are who want to advise the First Lady. These are the people who want to advise the First Lady. I hope you are hearing him. Let's continue.
And I will continue to appeal to everyone to keep calm. Let us focus on our agenda. Our agenda is to make Nigeria government uncomfortable. Our agenda is to make sure we make the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as useless as possible. Mm-hmm. Our agenda is to make the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a very useless approach.
Okay.
our action,
and that agenda, how you are planning to make the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a very useless approach, is to tell Biafrans to disregard the message from his better half. Is to tell Biafrans to undermine his legacy. Is to tell Biafrans to undermine his wife. That is how you are trying to make the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu useless, as you may phrase it. Let's continue.
will speak louder. Our focus, our agenda, and the only thing we want to do is to make sure that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be as useless as possible to the people that kidnapped him. That is our target. You know, a lot of people raised very good concern. They said, if our leader's wife will come to say that he is better than some of us outside here, why are we fighting? Why then are we?
Now listen to it. Listen to it. I want you to pay very good attention. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen.
We make the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as useless as possible. Our agenda is to make the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a very useless approach. Our action will speak louder. Our focus, our agenda, and the only thing we want to do is to make sure that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be as useless as possible to the people that kidnapped him. That is our target. You know, a lot of people raised very good concern. They said, if our leader's wife will come to say that he is better than some of us outside here, why are we fighting?
He keep telling you they said. Now, who said? Simon Ekpa said. Now he is trying to tell you that the question you ask about our leader, how is his mental health? And the wife said that our leader's mental health is still top notch. That our leader has a heart problem, which he is supposed to be given a medical attention. Now you will now put these two together and now ask yourself, who is fooling who here? Who is lying to who here? He said that our leader's wife said that our leader is better than all of us out here. That is his phrasing, because he's using it to manipulate his gullible idiot. Now, you will now compare it to the exact same words of our leader's wife. He said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a heart problem. She said it. That was what she said. But our leader his mental health is top notch. That he is strong. What does that mean? That he is strong. Even though he is in a solitary confinement, he is still strong mentally. He is not broken. I know that the guy, this Eberima, does not understand English. I don't blame him for that, because it is British language. I don't blame him. But it is very, very important that in a situation whereby you do not understand words spoken, you ask somebody next to you to analyze or explain it to you, instead of coming out here acting as if you are smart, but you are making a fool out of yourself. Because you are a criminal, you don't care. That is exactly what is going on here. Because he's a criminal, he does not care. Look at what he is yapping. Let's continue to listen.
Why then are we fighting? If our leader wife should come and say the condition of our leader, who have not changed his cloth, who have not eaten, who were not sleeping with pillow, and upon that,
he said, who have not changed his cloth. When they brought cloth to our leader, Eberima was the person who said that there is juju in the cloth that you brought to give our leader. That he is from then henceforth, that he is no longer proposing for our leader to change cloth. Now he is now telling you, our leader, who have not changed his cloth. So the real reason behind you saying that the clothes that they are about to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has juju is because you want to destroy him mentally, or you want to destroy him, psychologically, or you want to give him a medical condition. Is that what exactly is the reason why you say the cloth has juju, that you are no longer proposing for him to change clothes? Now you are saying that our leader, who have not changed his clothes. Why are you still touching on that? I thought you sorted it out by, selling the narrative given to you by your DSS that the clothes has juju. Therefore, you are no longer proposing for the change of clothes. That was your word, was it not? Now let us continue.
The complaint coming from every quarter that our wife will come and say he is in a better condition, he is very good, he is better than those outside. Then what are we fighting for? What message is she sending to the United Nations?
Okay.
If the United Nations could come and say, you have breached the right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you must immediately release.
Now, what message is she sending to United Nations? You know why? Because this guy never ever went for any representatives representation in his life. He is claiming which message. Does United Nations need to wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to die for them to intervene? If they are indeed representing what they should be representing. So it means you are saying United Nations only here when somebody die, or when some situation is gotten out of hand. That is the only time they will come in. So they are not proactive in their job. That is exactly what you are saying. So they want to hear first that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dying before they will now, do something. Because you have never represented any organization, anything. The shenanigan you played in the name that you are playing street politics in Finland. You want to be a councillor in Finland, which you got a 0 vote. That is exactly what gives you the impetus to come here and start telling us that the United Nations will hear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health is okay, or mental health is okay. Because he was disappointed to hear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his mental health is top notch. He wanted to hear. Don't you understand the difference between mental health and your general health? Mental health, it means that he is still sound upstairs. He is not reformed in the brain. He is not reformed. That is exactly what the question means. I know you don't understand English. It is not your father tongue. Your father tongue is Fulani language. But if you don't understand it, go and ask somebody who knows better.
The abuse of his human right, and our wife come to say he is doing very fine.
Now, that reminds me, do you know how people like America and all these free countries, even people like United Nations, do you know how they, how they spy on you? Do you know how they investigate their things? Let me educate you. Do you know there are some NGOs, those who come for, if there is a natural disaster, or if there is maybe they say humanitarian, amongst them there are people who are doing clandestine job. Amongst them, their job is to do spying amongst these humanitarians. You don't know. You might think that they are coming to do ministration to the people in the prison yard. They are coming to do humanitarian to people who their building collapse. You don't know there are people who do clandestine job that are there only to know the activities going on in that country. You have never been exposed in intelligent work. All you do is to sit in your one-bedroom apartment in Finland lying to people and exploiting them. You know nothing, claiming you are a lawyer, but you don't. A lawyer in Finland, a military person in Finland, as he claimed to be, does not know that these people have their own ways of investigation. They have their own ways of investigation. They can investigate you through, investment, telling you that, investors who come in, they can investigate you through tourism. They can investigate you through, humanitarian. You will not know that this tourist that is in your country is doing clandestine job. You wouldn't understand it. Because you know nothing. You don't know anything. You think that they will just give, they said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is sick in the DSS dungeon. They will not investigate. All he is trying to do is to make it look as if we are doing propaganda. I have told you time without number. In Finland, we are not using propaganda. We are not BBC. What we are doing, we are showing the world facts and figures. If they go and investigate, they will find what we are showing them. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu mental strength, mental state is okay. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is having a medical condition, which is a heart problem. That was the answer. And you are twisting it because you want to lie to your gullible followers. Let us continue.
Better than us that are calling on the United Nations. What do we then do? I have been fighting internally, telling people, please do not go outside.
Look at
do not do it.
Let me actually show you the idiot talking, so that you will see the facial expression of the idiot talking.
If we are protesting on the street of Europe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, only for our wife to come to say that he is in a better situation than us. What do you call that? I said, please, let us not talk. Allow these things to die. A lot of issues played. And if we are following it, does it mean that the United Nations should ignore the situation of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu when the family is saying that he is in a better condition?
Did you see that facial expression? The smirk, it shows that this guy is indeed a criminal. That's what he is. These are the people you will give a nation to go and to go and govern. This criminal. No wonder the street politics he played in Finland, they gave him 0 votes. And he ran back to tell you that he won. And he started dancing. You know, I don't know why you haven't understand this idiot here. Whom when he loses, he console himself through dancing and telling you that he's drinking wine. He's drinking Moet. Because this is the second consolidation, as I predicted, and the last one, where he will even pop Moet. And you will see the way somebody who is celebrating, who is celebrating, will come and you will see how he pops the Moet. Champagne. Moet is a champagne. It's one of the cheapest champagne. But let's continue. Let us continue.
Is it that all of us should now forget Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and focus on Biafra? The answer is no. So I am calling on all of you to not be distracted. Our focus is to make sure that those who kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, those who facilitated the kidnap, will regret every step they made, both from the planning until the execution of the plan. Our objective now is to make sure that the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu become useless.
Okay. Now, have you heard that? This is what he is saying right now, is to use it to make you shy away, to make you lose focus on what he is trying to tell you. He is trying to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife does not wish good for his husband, for her husband. And now he is now telling you that him, Ekperima, who has been benefiting from this predicament that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is upon, that even while at it, he even bought himself a new car, which he could not do in the last almost a decade. He could not change his car. He was able to buy himself a new car. Now he is telling you that him that is benefiting from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration in Nigeria is now caring. You know, he cares about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than the wife and every other person. That's exactly what he is trying to tell you. He cares about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, more than the wife cares about him. That is the message. Now let us continue.
And we are going to tell them that in the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we, the Biafra people, have become, ruthless in our agitation. We have become ruthless in our liberation. That is the message we want to send to the world. So I appeal to every autopiloted IPOB all over the world, again, for the second time today, that disregard everything. Allow it to die natural death. What we do not talk about does not exist. And what I am saying today, you know that I am making a lot of sense. Because if the wife of our leader can tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is enjoying, it is the message, the same message that have been coming from these criminals. Each time they open their mouth, it is the message. He is enjoying, he is watching TV, he is watching, they are bringing good food for him and all that. We don't want to hear that. We do not want to hear how good Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing.
So now, who is telling us about the condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? it was the lawyers, it was Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who has been giving us updates. And this same Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor that you are indirectly now saying that these same people are coming to tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is okay, is this, is that. It's the same one you claim you were defending during the time Nelly and you were having meetings. Or you want your kwazem also. You say one thing, you do another. Is it the type of person you are? Because I don't remember anybody in the media other than the lawyer who tells us about the medical condition of our leader. I don't remember anybody, anyone else. Or maybe you know better. Because it is only Barrister Ejiofor who give us the report of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu after his visit to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now he claims he was defending Ejiofor. Now he is telling you Ejiofor is a criminal. That is exactly what he is doing here. Read in between the lines. Because that's what I am doing. I am not hearing what you are hearing. Because my mind is free mind. You know, that is the reason why I am not here. Maybe you are hearing something else. But I am now giving you the exact same thing that he is trying to tell you. Because is it me? Did I ever tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is feeling okay? Did you ever hear from Tina Sanworu that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is feeling okay? Did you ever hear it from any of media warrior or leadership? Did you hear? No. The answer is no. So who is he referring to? The same person he claimed he is defending. This is the type of person he run into the bush and kill. And he run outside on the road and start crying. Playing victim all the time. Let's continue.
We want to hear how terrible his situation is. We want to hear how bad it is, because that is the only thing, only message that pierced the heart of Biafrans and propel them to rise up. We don't want to hear any calm message. We don't want to hear message that our leader. Nobody can be in the DSS incarceration and be doing well. And if you listen, you will understand also that even our wife said she can go to CNN, she can go to BBC, but she don't want to do that. She want to come to this Radio Biafra while everybody is praying for BBC to carry Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's news.
Are you now connecting the dots here? Are you now connecting the dots here? While everybody is praying for BBC to carry Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's news. Now you will now help me to understand, or is it me thinking this way? The same BBC who propelled the killing of 3.5 million women and children prior to 1967 to 1970. They concealed the information. They concealed that coverage for the world not to see the genocide done on our people. That people does not even know about Biafra war because it was BBC that was recording it. How do you think that BBC that watched 3.5 million women and children die and concealed it is going to talk about when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife go to BBC and it will yield a significant effect? Or this is to show you that this idiot does not know what we are doing. This idiot is just in his own world exploiting the movement. This guy is disgusting. Talking about BBC. She said that she could go to BBC. She will have audience. She could go to CNN, she will have audience, but they are censoring things. They are censoring every information. He does not understand English. And I don't blame him because English is not his mother tongue. Fulfudi is his father tongue. Fulfudi is his father tongue. So, you did not hear when she told you that they are censoring information being given to them. And they bring the ones they want. Which is as the evidence of that is 1967 and 1970. True or false? Is it true or false? These are the people who are spokesperson in Biafra struggle. These are people who are telling you that they are your spokesperson. Oh, makes me sick to my stomach.
Why everybody is praying for CNN to carry Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's news, they brought her to say she don't want to go to CNN, she don't want to go to BBC. She could have done that, but she's coming to BBC. So I am begging everybody, including those that I have meeting with today, please, I beg you all in the name of God, let us focus.
He begged you in the name of God, let us focus. He is begging you to focus, telling you to remain calm. If indeed there is anything or anybody who is trying to lose their cool, is he trying to make them not to lose their cool here? Or is he aggravating them to lose their cool? Wow. Hi. Oh. Abuna wokeli haleli nakeye bili. Oh. He is feeling it. Of course, we know there is nobody. That he is not talking about anybody. But now, common sense. He claims he is making them to cool down. Now, but what you are seeing here is fueling it. Which is inconsequential. Whatever he is talking here, whether he is fueling it, whether, it is inconsequential. It is just like a ranting mosquito. When he finishes rant, he will go back home and sleep. Telling you, fueling it. If you finish fuel it, what are they going to do to our leader's wife? What is it that this autopilot code that you lead, what are they going to do to our leader's wife? Imara na ana eye mmadu eye kastu. Ana eye mmadu eye kastu. Opo imara na ige eye nwuge eye kastu. Oti suffer from deficiency syndrome, but this is not acquired. Look at his lips. He's suffering from deficiency syndrome, but it's not the acquired one. It is as a result of poverty in Fulani village. When they were growing up, that is as a result of it. Now, he is claiming that he is calming situation down while he is fueling it. He is actually throwing a hook in the ocean to see which efulefu will pick it up, to know who is still in support of him. That is exactly what he is trying to do here. He is trying to find out who is in support of him. That's what exactly he is trying to find out here. Yo, way.
I do not want to see anybody on social media from the autopilot to attack, castigate, address, analyze the interview of our leader's wife.
Okay.
Please. I beg you. We have more important things to do. And that is why this Bible is here. We have, I am begging you people to stop. Don't even go out there to talk. In a solitary confinement, thank you very much, alone is a torture. Locking you up in one room in a solitary confinement for almost 1 year, 3 months is enough torture. So, how could such person be enjoying? How could a person that they couldn't transfer to prison be enjoying? But that is the message that came.
How could the person they couldn't transfer to prison, which was your plan, so that terrorists will go there and do their bidding with him? How could a person they couldn't transfer to prison? And now the question is, do you remember Mazen Nnamdi Kanu telling you that her husband is enjoying in the DSS dungeon? This is exactly how this guy will always lie. This is how he will always lie. Do you remember any time when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told you that the husband is enjoying in the DSS dungeon? This is how he always propagates his fallacy. Now, I believe there is let me see if it is this video. Now, so that you will now see also, compare the way he is lying here. Okay, it is not this one. There is a video which I am looking for, so that you will know exactly how he lies. Because he's a seriously liar. He's a serious liar. Let's see. Is it this one? Okay. This is this video. I want you to listen and pay attention to this video. After year, we are going to show you people madness. Months after months, we are going to show you people madness. I'm going to show you the. Let me play it first.
You don't want to sacrifice anything. Your life of slave in Kuwait is better for you. This man don't want to die.
Okay.
That criminal don't want to sacrifice anything. But he is the one who have ordered the killing of Biafrans before now. Of course, he can't try it again. We have told him, any day they call anybody already on Biafra again and the person die, we will tell them that they have blood in their family. This man don't want to die. This criminal don't.
We will tell them that they have blood in their family. Any day. But we'll tell them they go one beside, one bechi. Onya mbesai na probably ye ko onya jibanari mbesai. Or you don't know. And there. You know, as if you remember last year he said this. Last year he said the same thing.
He don't want to lose anything. And the man said Nnamdi Kanu was.
Pay attention to it as we go there.
To want to sacrifice anything, just like every one of them. None of them want to sacrifice anything. That is the only thing they want is to work with Soludo. They don't want to make sacrifice. And the man said Nnamdi Kanu was telling them, the criminal in Kuwait, you don't want to sacrifice anything. You don't want to lose anything. I want to be slave. Now I want you to listen to Onyendu as Onyendu decimated him. From our wife yesterday. So we ask you to don't talk.
You know what?
Let it
You know
end
what?
here.
I am showing you
This
here.
particular.
What I am showing you here is for you to see how he manipulates a situation. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was in Kuwait, you know, addressing the people, Biafrans in Kuwait. Then this criminal turned it that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was reprimanding China Sanwo-Olu. Let's go back to it. Now pay attention.
You don't want to die. You don't want to.
Don't forget what is going on here. He said, I want you to listen to Onyendu as Onyendu decimated China Sanwo-Olu. That is what he said here. And I have given you a clue of what to expect here. Now it is up to you to pay attention. If you cannot pay attention, I will help you to fix it. Let's go there.
Die. You don't want to sacrifice anything. Your life of a slave in Kuwait is fine for you. Will they give you Kuwaiti passport? Will they give Kuwaiti passport to your children? Will they allow you to buy a house in Kuwait?
I was the one who was giving advice. I was the one who.
Will they give a Kuwaiti passport to your children? Plural. It shows that it is not one person that is being addressed. It is a lot of people in the room that is being addressed. Will they give Kuwaiti passport to your children? Now let us continue before we go back to where we were.
Your children be Kuwaiti prime minister? Then what on earth are you doing here then? That means you're a slave.
No, they're doing green.
You don't want to die. You don't want to sacrifice anything. Your life of a slave in Kuwait is fine for you. Will they give you Kuwaiti passport? Will they give Kuwaiti passport to your children? Will they allow you to buy a house in Kuwait? Can your children be Kuwaiti prime minister? Then what on earth are you doing here then? That means you're a slave.
No, they're doing green.
You don't want to die. You don't want to sacrifice anything. Your life of a slave in Kuwait is fine for you. Will they give you Kuwaiti passport? Will they give Kuwaiti passport to your children? Will they allow you to buy a house in Kuwait?
Facial expression.
Can your children be Kuwaiti prime minister? Then what on earth are you doing here then?
Should concern. I was the one who said, talk about us.
Have you seen exactly what we are talking about? He is a twister. He twists everything. He twists everything that comes to his proposal. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was addressing Biafrans in Kuwait. He now, because he wants to sell a narrative for you to hate China Sanwo-Olu, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was reprimanding him. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu took the gospel the same way Paul took the gospel to Corinthians. Paul took the gospel to, Ephesians. Paul took the gospel to different places where our people were scattered abroad. Now, Eberima want to contextualize it to his criminality. Now telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was addressing China Sanwo-Olu because he said Kuwait. And the same Eberima will come and tell you the same God who anointed Saul, anointed David. The same Eberima who told you that he is Joshua, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was Moses. Because they planned to kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu so that they will tell you he was Moses. Now, let us continue. Let us continue in this shenanigan because I am rounding up.
Talk about us. But don't talk about your family. So please, I believe we are equal to the tax. We can take every bullet and move on. We can take every attack and move on. We can take every propaganda and move on. And above all, any propaganda coming from our leader's wife, we are ready to take it and move on. So I am appealing.
Now, he's telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife is bringing propaganda.
And all Biafrans all over the world.
This is exactly, this is to show you a con artist. The con artist we are talking about. This is epitome of it. Did you see how he's insulting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife constructively? Constructively. This is now what you call constructive sabotage. Constructive, constructive insult. That's what he's doing. Let's continue.
To just disregard whatever came out of Radio Biafra yesterday and let us move on. She has never been part.
And remember that Alenora is one side showing him what to say. If you can see the eye contact when this guy is talking rubbish, Alenora is one side showing him what to say. That is that eye contact. It is eye contact of a criminal who will always be prepared. There is no genuine person who will come to broadcast and somebody will be one side telling him what to say, showing him what to say and what not to say. Because this is not coming organically. What is coming is premeditated, propaganda. That, he shouldn't forget the line. Because this is a write-up they were giving to him in order to use it to be constructive in insulting the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the better half. If you can understand that facial expression, let me indeed bring it to you. I want you to look at the facial expression here.
So please, I believe we are equal to the tax. We can take every bullet and move on. We can take every attack and move on. We can take every propaganda and move on. And above all, any propaganda coming from our leader's wife, we are ready to take it and move on. So I am appealing to Autopilot and all Biafrans all over the world to just disregard whatever came out of Radio Biafra yesterday and let us move on. She has never been part of this from the beginning till now. So
did you see that eye contact? Did you see that eye contact? Somebody is giving him sign. Distraction. When you are doing a broadcast, any distraction, everybody that is, that is paying attention will understand that you are being distracted. There is, there is somebody who is actually controlling what you are doing here. Now, he's telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, have never been, the wife have never been part of what we are doing. She has never been part of what we are doing. That's exactly what she said. He is saying here. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife have never been part of what we are doing. But the same woman is the one that is paying for as a result of the husband fighting for your freedom. You are saying she has never been part of what we are doing here. Yeah, let's continue. Let's continue.
Let us move on. It is a shame that people who call themselves men could not stand us. Ordinary us. COVID-19, they couldn't stand us. They have to go and hire a person to come and talk to them.
They have to go and hire a person, which means he is pushing the narrative that we have to go and hire Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife. Insult of the highest order. You have to go and hire a person to come and fight us.
To go and hire this one, come and talk, come and talk, come and tell us that we are very important. Come and tell Biafrans that the criminals in the US are important people. Who does that? That is exactly what played out. But today, it is even worse. That outing was a disaster. But let us not talk about it. It was a disaster. It was a shame. It was an insult. It was, I agree with everybody that have read issue. It was a very big slap on us, and especially those who have been shouting for over 1 year that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering, only for the wife to tell us he is not suffering, only for the wife to tell us he is better than some of you outside. It is an insult, but let us allow it to rest. All right. So we are going to read from the Bible, the book of Exodus. The exposition we have today is to tell you how far the Islamization of Nigeria.
You should ask him which type of Biafra is trying to get with his lies, conning, a cunning man or a con man, sorry, is going to get you Biafra. A con man is going to get you a con Biafra. Oh. Okwu ji agụ mgbada abịarị ụgwọ. Okwu ji agụ mgbada abịarị ụgwọ. When a lion is crippled, the antelopes will come to challenge him, or challenge it rather. When a lion is crippled, the antelope owes it money. Okwu ji agụ mgbada abịarị ụgwọ.
Have gone. And we are going to read from the Exodus. Exodus chapter 21. Exodus from 21 verse 12.
Okay.
Exodus from 21 verse 12. I want to read this. Our teaching today, our exposition today is coming from the book of Exodus. The message I received from God today is to preach this. Exodus chapter 21 verse 12. Read. He who strike a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death.
Now, he who smite a man so that he die shall surely be put to death. Now, let me now analyze for you what you are reading. Because you want to claim you are reading it for the Fulani, but this verse, you are reading it for yourselves. This was when the law was passed unto the people of Israelite, which we happen to be part of it. We happen to be the lost tribe amongst the 12 tribes. Now, if you make your brother to meet his death, he that smiteth his brother, a man rather, so that he die, shall be surely put to death. If you kill your brother, a man, it is a law that is binding between the house of Israel. If any Israel, remember it says, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. When you go to Exodus 8, if you go to Exodus 8, it says, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Who is thy neighbor? Anybody that is onye Igbo, onye Biafra, onye Igodomigodo, onye Aloma. These are your neighbors. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself, because you people share the same covenant. This law he gave here, he is not giving it for Fulani, or he's not giving it for any other person. This law is meant inside the house, But ever since this guy came in, they have been killing our people. Direct and indirect, he has set up some men to go out there to go and die for his selfish purpose. So he is reading something that is that contradicts him and his action. Believe you me, if you ask anybody who read Bible and understand it, whom this law is made for, it is made for the house of Israel. This is the law of Moses from where he went to the mountain and brought this law to the house of Israel. While on their way to the promised land, he did not make this law so that people from Egypt, this law does not apply to Egyptians, because Egyptians are known enemy. And that is the reason why there is a saying that say, everything is fair in love and war. You are not warring against your brethren. You are not warring against your neighbor. You are warring against the enemy out there. Why then are you killing our people in the name that you are recruiting them, giving them chakapo? They are going out there to die. Why then are you killing our people, setting them up to die? This law you are reading contradicts your action. You are reading it and it is going to destroy you, because you are reading what you knew nothing about. That is exactly the way it is. You have contradicted yourself. Let us continue.
I did not say it. Exodus chapter 21 verse 12 say, he who strikes a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death.
Okay.
So those of you who come to Biafra land to kill us, you shall see death.
Now, this is exactly how pastors are exploiting you. Let me now bring you the full typical example of what he just read right now. A typical example, because this does not belong to Fulani. We speak the truth of Chukwokike Abiam Elohim. This verse is not meant for any enemy of Biafrans. It is meant for Biafrans, a law that governs Biafrans. That is the reason why I told you the law is Holy Spirit. When it's in you, you will understand what you don't have to do against thy brethren, against thy neighbor. Who is your neighbor? If you haven't run away from your places, if you have not run away from where you come from, who is your neighbor? Is it not your fellow Biafran? Who is the neighbor of Israelites when they went on their way to the promised land? Who was their neighbor? The Israelite. Who was their neighbor in the land of Israel before the Israel was taken over? The Israelite. So that you are getting the point. There are laws that is meant for other nations. How you are going to treat them outside the Israelites. Other nations. There are laws that meant for war. Laws that meant for war. The day we are going to talk about it, we will bring all of them together. But this is what he is reading. That is to show you, it is not about buying the biggest Bible in the market. It is about knowing, what is written there. And knowing the context where it is written. That is what it's all about. Now, let us continue.
Who are coming to Biafra land to kill us just because we are fighting for our freedom, you shall be put to death. It is the Bible. Number 13, that is Exodus chapter 21, verse 13. Read. However, if he did not lie in wait, but God delivered him into the hand, then I will appoint you for a place where he may flee. That is, if God did not deliver the killers in our land, they are going to flee. Now, 14 says, I want you all to follow me as I read this. Verse 14. But if a man act with premeditation against his neighbor to kill him by treachery, you shall take him from my altar that he may die. I want to read it again.
You should take him from my altar that he may die. Now, this is exactly where you need to know. Who do you share altar with? Do you share altar with Fulani? The answer is no. Do you share altar with Aboki? The answer is no. These people, they have their own altar. He is talking about the house of Israel. The house of Israel. This is a law for the house of Israel. It is not a law for war. This is a law. It is not a law for war. So, it is very important for you to talk what you know and leave the things you don't know about. Lie with what you know and leave the ones you do not know about. Let me now bring it to you how the pastors are using, what they are using to lie to you, what they are using to exploit you, quoting Bible out of context. That's what they do all the time. Quoting Bible out of context. Let's go to the book of Malachi. Let's talk about tithing and offering. Because that's how they change the context of the Bible and put it to something else. Let's go to the book of Malachi. Now go to Malachi 3. Malachi 3. Let me show you example of how they twist the Bible without contextualizing it to the right source. Precept supposed to be upon precept. They only read one for you. They will not trace back to find the precept that we analyze the metaphor in which Bible is written on. Now, let me show you something. Let's see Malachi 3:8. Let's start from 8. It says, will a man rob God? Question mark. Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithe and offering. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me. Even this whole nation have robbed me. Ye have robbed me. When a pastor is reading it, he places you as a member there, forgetting that it is him that God is talking to, him that is the teacher, preacher of the word. That is the reason why when he now extends it to you, the congregation, it says, even you, or even all this nation, even this whole nation. Because first of all, can a man rob God? Talking to the pastor, the preacher of the word. Can a man rob God? The Bible is talking to the preacher of the word. But ye have robbed me. Ye. Singular. Singular. Then he went ahead and said, even this whole nation, plural. That's when it is extending to the church members and the other people. It starts with the pastor, but they wouldn't put it that way. And now, if you go to Exodus 20, read it down from verse 1, you will understand what is tithe. That it is not paid month by month, it is paid year after year. That is exactly during the time you eat your New Yam festival. It is like a tithe. And that is the one God recognizes, because you will eat with the poor. You will eat with it. Even as it says, the Levite within thy gate. You will bring that fruit of thy field, and you will eat with them. That is tithing. But they have changed it because they are quoting the Bible out of context. That is the reason why this criminal in front of you here, this criminal here below this small screen, in the name of Berima, will always come to use something that he does not even know, using it to manipulate you, because he knows that you that is following him, that your mind does not have that ability to analyze, to question, to put him into test. He does not have it. That's why he makes you digest every information that he passed to you, because the quality of your mind is very bad. Now let us continue.
This is the word of God. We believe in Bible. I said Biafra are predominantly Christians.
We are not Christians. We are not predominantly Christians. Okay? We are not predominantly Christians, because Christianity is what came with colonialism. So, we are not predominantly Christian. We have our own religion before Christianity came by. So, don't say Biafra is predominantly Christian, because you will use the cross or obejesu you put behind you, bring candle next to you, bring the one you call sacrament you put behind you, and now you are believing now that you are using this thing to captivate the mind of people. Because Christian, whenever you see a person with the Bible, you believe that no, or a person kneeling down or praying. Hypocrites. These are hypocrites. That's what the Bible call it. Hypocrites. That is where you contextualize where Bible say. If you want to pray, close your room, close your windows, so that people outside will not see you. It is a metaphor. That is as a result of what this guy is doing. Showing you where he is kneeling down in the name that he's praying. It is hypocrisy. He is using it to manipulate you, so that you will think, he pray more than every other person. Yeah, George Money is a pagan. George Money does not pray. I have never seen George Money pray. That is hypocrisy. He is not praying for you for the program. Rather, he is kneeling down, showing you video where he is kneeling down in where he call altar. That is hypocrisy. Because he was praying. He does not need to send you a picture, a video of him praying. Because he's not praying with you. If he was praying with you, that is a different ball game. Do you get it? Let's continue.
It does not matter whether you agree or not, but this is a fact. So the word of God, Exodus chapter 21, verse 14, read. But if a man act with premeditation against his neighbors.
Okay. If a man act with premeditation against his neighbor. Against who? His neighbor. Is Fulani your neighbor? The answer is no. If not the amalgamation, is Fulani your neighbor? The answer is no. These are the things you need to put together for you to understand the metaphor. Because you just read for reading's sake. Bible is not analyzed the way it is read. Precept must be upon precept. You have the right to fight with Fulani. You have even the right to even destroy Fulani. But you don't have the right to kill any Biafran. Your Biafrans, because they are your neighbor. You are under law, under oath of Chukwu Okike Abiama. And that is the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told you, if you kill our people, Biafra will not come. That is how it is. If you continue to kill our people, we have lost 3.5 million and counting. If you continue to kill them, Biafra will not come. It does not matter whether you are the one who pulled the trigger, but you setting them up to die in the name because you are raising fund to enrich yourself. You have killed your neighbor. Everything, when it comes to Fulani, you say, everything is fair in love and war because they have brought war to your doorstep. You have to give them war. You don't have to be praying while they are shooting at you. You have to repel against the Fulani. They are not your neighbor. These people, they came to take over. They came to take over your land, so you have to defend your land. Bible is not against you defending your land. Even if on the quest of defending your land, you destroy many of them, it will not be counted. It is not a sin. You are fighting to protect and defend your inheritance given to you by Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is the way it is. So, let us stop quoting Bible out of context. God is not happy with it. Stop lying with the Bible, using the places that you believe it will favor your doctrine, or using the place you believe it will favor your lies. Let's continue.
Or against his neighbor, to kill him by treachery. You shall take him from my altar, and he may die.
You shall take him from my altar, and he may die. How can, which altar? His altar, the Israelite altar. You and Fulani does not share altar. They go to mosque. You go to synagogue. Because that's where we used to go. Synagogue. They go to their mosque. We go to synagogue. So that altar in the synagogue is not be, you cannot share it with Fulani because they will not even come in because they believe you are doing haram and you believe they are doing sin. So when Bible talks about my altar, do you share any altar with any of these people? The answer is no. So use your tongue and count your teeth. Let us continue.
Those who betray Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in order to kill him and kill Biafra, and today they captured and kidnapped him, and they deported him, and they extraordinarily renditioned him from Kenya to Nigeria. And because of that action, a lot of Biafrans has been killed.
Because of that action, a lot of Biafrans has been killed. A lot of Biafrans has been killed. Who orchestrated that? You and the members of your criminal syndicate. You made our Eastern Security Network to fight from both sides, which gave Fulani the temerity gave many of the military the temerity, you actually invited Fulani army of conquest into our land by constituting nuisance. While you are inviting them, you are distracting the Eastern Security Network. So, if I may ask, who engineered the killing of our people? You.
The Bible said, you shall take him from my altar, that he may die. Let us go to 15, verse 15. Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. Verse 15. Say, and I read.
By the time we are going to done analyzing this Bible, you might not bring Bible again and read it. You might not want to bring Bible again and read it because you don't know anything. You don't know anything in politics. You don't know anything in comics. You don't know anything in history. You don't know anything in the same religion that you are so religious. You don't know anything in spirituality. You know nothing. In geography, you know nothing. That's why you cannot understand the coordinates. You didn't know that Israel is in the land of Africa. You want to build another Israel in Africa. Stupid boy. Let's continue.
And he who strikes his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. It is the word of
he who strip, not stripe, he who strip his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Let me, okay, I have deviated from there. Strip, not stripe, strip. Now, shall surely be put to death. Onye ọbụla gbawa nne ya ọtọ. Just like the time, was it Noah was drunk and he was the covering wrapper fell down and the sun was laughing. He cursed the sun. So it is exactly as a result of that. If you strip your father or your mother and see their nakedness, you shall surely be put to death. The law of Exodus, which is the law of Moses. So let's see what you are going to explain there. Let's see. Talk more of those who will use their mothers and their fathers' head to do money ritual. Only to see the nakedness of your father and mother, you deserve to die. Now you go and use them for money ritual. What will be your fate? Now, let's see.
God. Let us go to the final verse, which is,
why is he not analyzing that area? Buying the biggest Bible does not mean that you know what is written there. You just bought it, and for you to use it to set your format that you are using to lie to our people. Why are you not talking about the one you just read? You are now going to another verse. But let's hear what you have to say.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. Okay. What does it say? It says, he who kidnaps a man and sell him, or if he is found in his hand, shall surely be put to death. Kidnappers. Those who come to kidnap in our land and collect ransom is equivalent to selling. The Bible says, you shall be put to death.
Those who came to kidnap in your land, they shall be put to death. Regardless, because now the people who are kidnapping in your land are the enemies waging war against you. You don't even need to put them to death. They will be shot at sight. That is the law, because it is war now. This is war. It is not about law. It is out of this law you are reading. Those enemies that are kidnapping, they are the terrorists. Terrorists are not to be, fought according to the law. Terrorist is something that you call self-defense. You don't need even to consult the law in order to fight somebody who come to kill you. You need to defend yourself first, then we talk later. That is exactly how it is. You must defend yourself first. Whether defending yourself through killing them or defending yourself through Ben Johnson, we'll talk later. Because it is an act of self-defense. Because these terrorists, they have come to kill you. They have come to kidnap you. They have actually come to defeat the ends of justice. So, these people are bringing war to you. You don't need to seek the law, or you don't need to seek for permission of the law in order to repel or resist those who have brought war upon you. The only time you look into the law, if your brother do something to you, if another Biafran do something to you, or if another Biafra is the kidnapper, you bring them and judge them according to this law that you are reading. That is the way it is. You judge them according to this law that you have just read. But as long as it is those terrorists in your bushes, kidnapping and killing, dude, you don't need to go and look for law to judge them. You need to repel them. You need to give them ×2 of what they brought to you, because they came to you. Now, let's continue.
And on this particular scripture today, I shall do this broadcast. All the Fulanis in our forest, kidnapping and killing our people, they will all be put to death by Biafrans. I am telling you the fact. So, I know that some of you may be very conversant with this particular quotation of the Bible.
They are conversant according to you, the way you are conversant with it, because you don't use law to fight your enemy. You use law to fight your neighbor. You don't use law to fight your enemy. There is a difference between your enemy and your neighbor. Your enemy are those who came to conquer you, to take over your land, to Fulanize you, to jihadize you. Those your enemy. You don't even need to open Bible to kill them back, or to shoot them back if they are shooting at you. So that's how it is. It is common sense. Everything is fair in love and war. Now let's see what you have to say. Let's fast track it. Okay, let's actually hear the season executive summary bars. Now, let us hear what you have to say here.
Place. You people are going to see what Biafrans are going to do to Nigeria. Watch and see. I got done Nigeria. When we finish with Nigeria will know that I have messed with the wrong generation. I am telling you the fact. They will know that they have actually messed with the wrong generation. So when you told them, they will say, let us go and get PVC. You have not started. Nigeria have not happened to you. No. Wait now. When the time Nigeria will happen to you is when they begin to visit you in Ajambadi, in your houses. That is when Nigeria...
Including tax.
The freedom fighter. Name the freedom fighter. Okay, these are freedom fighters. And I go soon muwet. And I go soon muwet. Muwet yeji emelunu guy is one of the cheapest champagne. Now, you have seen the freedom fighter that are here. Now, Machayalelunu. These are the people who told you that God has anointed them. And now have taken the anointing from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. This is the same person who told you Biafra struggle is gone beyond the personality. It is the same God who anointed Saul anointed David. Which means he's calling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu Saul, calling himself David. Are you paying attention? Now you compare this Saul that he in this where he just compared themselves. He placed. Ask yourself, this Saul and this David, which one is better off giving you freedom? Is it the Saul that knows everything you have passed through and ready to give his life for your own sake of freedom? Is it Saul who deprived himself riches, freedom that he could get? And is it this David who is using your money to buy himself a new car, billing politicians in Biafra land 1 billion naira? Who is among these Saul and David? Which one is you are better off with? Which one you are better off with? Forget about this Saul and David in the Bible. This Saul and David, he called himself David. He called Mazen Nnamdi Kanu Saul, which is the one who God took the mantle from. Now, the David is using your money, popping champagne and dancing, showing you teeth. People who are on a serious business. But he come to tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is doing great. Is it when you look at this type of idiot popping champagne, dancing, they will now look at you and say that you have a problem? Will you look at this criminal here popping champagne and tell this criminal that he has a problem, that he needs freedom? But he's telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife will say Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is better than some of them. That is how it is. What?
Sir, original one though.
Let's watch this Fulani bomboy opening a champagne as they are celebrating or consolidating their downfall. Because that's what they are doing. The final day of consolidation to their downfall. That's what they are dancing here. That is what they are dancing here. Now, watch the Aboki man opening a champagne. How Aboki man open a champagne. Then you will now understand that it's a person who is never ever exposed in his life of good life, but he is now forcing it because he does not know he will ever find himself in this level, in buying mirror, enyo, sword, putting at the at the back of him, using it to to make you make you believe that he has arrived. Now popping a champagne. Now look at popping up this champagne. The style will show you that he is just forcing, because he just recently, in his heart, he will be praying, thank God for those who, joined he or whom, engineered and recruited them to set Mazen Nnamdi Kanu up and continue to do things that will keep him there. He will say in his life, thank God. In the absence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, only for 1 year he bought a new car. Dancing on social media, and then as of freedom. The people that have been oppressed, dancing on social media. Now pop wine, spokesperson. This spokesperson. With your money. With Nenwe Gogi. Ishadoku no mandana to that money. Now, watch, and we finalize.
Yes, sir.
You people say akpo champagne. Champagne is for popping. Pop champagne. You don't open champagne. Are they mepe champagne and mepe? You pop it. Every of these things has law. Everything has law. Because mepe champagne. These are things you are not used to. Stop forcing it. You should stop forcing it, dude. I believe that we have, achieved what we're supposed to achieve, even though we did not have enough audience on Facebook. I know that is what it's going to be like, because Facebook will continue to refrain us. Basically, we are going to continue. We are not giving up. The numbers does not drive us. What drives us, as long as there is one person listening, we continue to preach our gospel. We are not here to compete with numbers. We are here to preach the gospel. And the gospel of Elohim Chukwokike Abiama, we will continue to preach it. Number suppression will not intimidate us. It will not bring down our spirit. We will continue to push until something happens. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must regain his freedom. Biafra restoration is a task that must be done. Whether you say you are going for Igbo presidency, you are going for Hausa presidency or not, that is your business. We want Biafra. The world, the reason why we always bring this criminal that is right here, it is for the world to see that he is not part of us. He is just a dramatic blogger who used to take the advantage of talking to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, to exploit our people today in the name that he is fighting for your freedom. So he is actually what you called a saboteur. And during the time of, crusade. And I believe that saboteurs, they are not even, they have less, what do you call it? They don't even, in saboteurs, or during the time of, colonialism, the time of war, they are warring on the time of, I believe that I'm out of spirit. Crusade. They slash everything that is going to sabotage their eyes on the ball. Millions of them died. They didn't look at it. Their eye was on the ball. So you imagine if they don't look at the millions dying, and you find a saboteur like this in amongst them. Febeg welogi gwoji. Welogi gwoji bo. But Kana Ejenu Bikachinaka. Great Biafrans all over the world, lovers of freedom, we must restore our dignity. We must get our freedom, because it is now that time that we need to emancipate. Africa, we have suffered enough. It is time we need to go back to the status quo. We are not fighting for that freedom where somebody will be acting as if they are the one in charge of your country leadership, when there is somebody on the ground threatening them, when there is somebody on the ground telling them what to do, giving them peanuts because they don't know what riches is. When they give them maybe peanuts, make them to worth like 500,000 or $500 million. They make you worth $500 billion as a single leader. You will believe, now since they are putting it in my pocket, it's not a problem. I cannot die for this country. After all, they don't know what I am passing through here. And they don't tell their story. So we are not fighting a freedom that we will have a president that is being controlled by a Western agenda. No, you cannot control our president, our leader, by Western agenda. We are fighting for full sovereignty of our nation, where we are going to be fully in charge. Not where we are going to be, under somebody's oligarchy, under British oligarchy. No. These are the things we need to understand, that it is necessary for you to bear that in mind before you are going into freedom fighting. Does not mean that you will not form alliance. There will be alliance. You will run your world the way the same Western world, or better than Western world. Peace-loving people, democratic country, human rights, in order. But no country will come to exploit you through resources, through anything. Independent is what we are fighting for. Independent. The reason why Nigeria will continue to fail is because the amalgamation is meant to solve the budget deficit of the North, while solving the budget deficit of Britain as well. Because if they leave Biafrans are people who are very difficult people. Of course, Biafrans are very, very difficult set of people. They cannot be controlled by British agenda. That's why they have to bring them out of there, place them under somebody's leadership, so that give those people guns and bullets. They will use intimidation to manipulate us. That is the primary aim of that 1914 amalgamation. And that is exactly what we are going to destroy. We want independent. Not the glorified independent given to Nigeria by Britain in 1960. They have cleaved on us for a very long time. More than 500 years. You people in the Europe, you people you've been exploiting Africa, plunging their growth. Plunging the growth of Africa without being apologetic about it. It is time. What goes up must surely come down. What goes around will surely come around. And you people in your adage say that the only thing constant in life is change. It is time to make a change in Africa. It is time to make a change. It is time. The reason why you cannot isolate Russia today is because they are full in control of their resources. Which African countries are full in control of their resources? When all the African countries, they practice capitalism. They practice capitalism. Who control your resources? You have all the resources that you have, yet your GDP cannot compete with the GDP of those who depend on you. You depend on importing, you don't export. Importing. That to the extent Nigeria import their fuel, but they have the raw one. Is that not a curse? It is a curse. Why would your inflation rate will not rise above 15 mark? It is 19.64, your inflation rate. Petrol price hiked so high. 19.64. And yet you call yourself African giant. African giant. 19.64 inflation rate. You don't manufacture, you depend on the importation. You don't regulate anything. Anybody place price tag anywhere, even the people selling petrol, they place price tag, and anybody can price whatever they want and however they want it. Cohesion. That is what brings inflation. We don't want such freedom. What we are fighting for is true emancipation. True emancipation. Not glorified emancipation. It is time for Africa to start working on their, independent from Europeans and America. We can. We have the opportunity. We have the what it takes. The only thing we need is mental strength. Mental strength, trust. Anybody, while you are trying to have anybody who want to stand in your way need to be taken away. Because it is not the one that you will say, president of Uganda want to bring the initiative, and president of Nigeria now sabotage him and they kill him. It is not, you know, this is the problem of Africa. Onye kwụrụ ọtọ nkwatu onye. Just like you have seen, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood to give us independence. Politicians use this ekperima. Onye kwụrụ ọtọ akwatuo ya. That is the game you people are playing in Africa. When somebody stand up, the another will now put him stored. You will see people in the market in Nigeria. People will decide to leave the market in Nigeria. They go to supermarket that is being run by capitalists. Instead of supporting their local organic food, manufacture, or will I say, they harvested from the farm of an African man, which is organic. They rather go to a big supermarket, a very big supermarket, decorated, because it is decorated. They will even be taking pictures. Take a picture, you are in supermarket. But that one you are going to get from your own is organic. They did this in order to make it happen. It is their sweat. It is organic. It is more nourishable. It is more nutritional than the one you will go and get in a decorated supermarket, because you undermine yourself. That is the reason why you are plunging your growth as you continue to undermine yourself. How you make your bed, so you lie on it. If you place yourself in hierarchy, people will see you there. Africa has been placing themselves under the table. That's why the free countries are seeing them under the table. Now they are occupying the table, because you have never given yourself opportunity to occupy the table. And whenever maybe somebody come up with that initiative, another person will plunge that idea through sabotage, because you are not free-minded people. It is time to wake up. And I believe that Biafra will wake all of us in Africa up. We need to know our history. We need to bring back our history from British, Roman, French archives, where it is hidden away. We need to bring them back. Teach our children the real whom we are, instead of every time we are giving them different excuses. Daddy, what are the traditions of Israelite? You start, singing poem for them, because you don't know. Everything that has a beginning has an end. It is time to end the mental slavery in Africa. It is time to end the economic exploitation in Africa. It is time to end it. So many people might believe, that what we are doing, we are just doing it because we want to separate from the people of Africa. No, that is not true. Fighting to restore the dignity or the sovereignty of our nation, it is because we were a nation before the colonialists came. We want to restore our glory. Then if there is any other thing we have to do, we will make ourselves available. But first of all, we are going back to the basics, to the status quo. How we were destroyed. We need to find out how. We need to solve that first before we escalate the matter. Now the status quo is going back to whom we were. We were the land of the rising sun. Independent nation that was amalgamated to solve British and Fulani budget deficit. How can we continue to solve other nations' deficit while we are, while we are plunging our, our development? Our people are dying in abject poverty. Unemployment rate is in our land more than every other place in the world. People are running helter-skelter. People are trying to do everything to make money because of inequality. Poverty destroys your mind. Poverty positions you. That is the reason why your people are the people who want to do anything and everything to survive. Is that healthy? No, it is not healthy. Some of them have high BP, stroke. You will be asking yourself, why is it that whoever that is getting to the age of 50, 60, they will use copper rice manually stroke, and you will think it's your neighbor doing you stroke. You don't know it is stress. How do I make money? How do I make money? From there, stroke. That is how it is. We are always under pressure.